Oh my goodness, is it Double Bubble Friday? It has been such a long time since I've done a Double Bubble upload, but here we are. The first video that went up today, about 2 hours ago, was Frankie's friends. I gave a few people that I would like to have in Frankie's life a makeover. And so if you haven't watched that video as of yet, stop what you're doing
because I'm about to ruin
and go and check it out. Before we get into this video, I do want to clear up something that I said in the last video. I couldn't remember what Edith and Isabel's sexualities was, but I've actually been back in game and I have checked it out. Edith is bisexual and Isabel is a lesbian. So keep that in mind for potential partners for Frankie. And of course we have Jack Hammer and Theodore Hickman. And I just love them. And I've actually moved them into the neighborhood. So they're not off the map. They actually have a house in Appaloosa Plains. And so maybe Frankie could renovate their house at some point, which is weird for me to say because the whole point of me giving Frankie friends was that she just knows like clients and things like that and doesn't really have any friends. But anyway, that's by the by. Let's talk about Frankie's house. We did it. We finally did it. We got enough money where Frankie could renovate her house. She's been working her keister off in order to do this. Now, I've got a little bit of a confession to make. I don't know if I've admitted this before, but yonks ago, I'm talking months ago, probably 6 months ago, I actually cheated and gave Frankie loads and loads of money in order to renovate her house. And this was before she went to France, before she went on her little adventure. I did cheat and I've already built this house. So when you see sort of pauses and things like that, I'm actually looking at my other screen. I tried to cut them out as much as I possibly could, but I'm looking at my other screen to see what I did all those many, many months ago. So you can kind of see that it's a little bit jerky, and that's because I'm just side-eyeing my right screen, so I know what the heck I'm doing. But anyway, I've added a second story to Frankie's house. You can see me counting off. That's going to be Frankie's bedroom, and I do change it up a little bit. I end up giving Frankie a master bedroom because that's what she deserves. I mean, you can't have the Appaloosa Plains home design hotshot living in a little shoddy one-story bright orange house when she's going around and she's renovating the entire town. She needed something that she could be proud of, something that she could have friends over in, and I love how this house turns out. And you can see that I did a bunch of recoloring already when I built this months ago. So you can see that Wyatt's room is on the right, Suze's room is in the middle, and they've already got their bed sheets already done. And a lot of the items that you're going to see me put down before I go to the recoloring stage, which I did include in here because in the poll 80% of you guys wanted to see me recolor on camera, so that's what I did, which it didn't take me that long. But you're going to see a lot of the items are already colored, which was really, really nice, and I think it made things go a skosh faster. There is of course some indecision because it's me, and you know, sloth girl is here. Indecisive sloth girl is here, and it wouldn't be the same if I didn't question myself 1,000 times over. So yes, I really, really love how this turns out, and I actually add something that I didn't have when I originally built this, and we'll talk about that when we get there. But anyway, you guys, how are you? I'm so excited to be doing a double bubble upload. It's been yonks since I've done one of those, so I really wanted to have like a really strong Frankie Friday, and I'm really loving playing with her. That sounds really weird, but this is one of my favorite series to record. I mean, I only really have 2 series, but this is probably my favorite. Not only do I get to renovate houses and decorate, which is my first love in The Sims, but I just love Frankie as a Sim. I've really connected with her, and I love that because sometimes people don't connect with their Sims and they just sort of play for the sake of playing. Sabella. I played Sabella for a very, very long time, but her and I just weren't meshing. Maybe the love for Sabella will come back at some point, but for the moment, I'm just not feeling her. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because she's popping out so many babies and things like that. But anyway, this is what I added that wasn't in the original. I gave Frankie a little carport, which means Frankie's got a car. woohoo, she could afford a car, you guys. I was so excited when I figured out that there was going to be enough money for a car. Now, you won't see me add a car in this building of the house, but it is there. She's got herself a little Toyota Prius. How economical of her and how eco-friendly of her to have an electric car. I think they're electric cars. I can't remember that whole like collab that The Sims did with, I think it was Toyota or Prius, or was it Toyota? Never mind. I'm just rambling already. We're only 5 minutes in and this is a 24-minute video, so we all know how this is gonna go. But anyway, yeah, I gave Frankie a car because I thought instead of taking a taxi to her clients' homes, she should also be mobbing around in a car because it's what she deserves. Like, I just want Frankie to live her best life. I am so in love with her, and I just love this Let's Play so much. Also, somebody linked me, and I can't remember who it was, somebody linked me a mod that is meant to make it so the home designer career profession is easier, where you can take it from 100 great scores or perfect scores to 30. Now, my only trepidation, I haven't actually downloaded it yet. Well, I've downloaded it, but I haven't put it into my game yet. My only trepidation with that is that it's a mod from 2011, and I was looking at the comments on Mod The Sims, and it was saying that people have put this into their game and it's borked it. And we all know how fussy Sims 3 is, so I don't want to bork the game, make it unfixable beyond repair. So I'm a little bit hesitant to put it in my game. It would be nice for Frankie to achieve that lifetime wish, but I think I might, in this instance, actually change her lifetime wish. Now, some of you guys were talking about her becoming a Renaissance sim, and other people were saying an artistic lifetime wish. So let's reconfirm this down below in the comments. Let me know what you think. Should we go for Renaissance sim, or should we go for an artistic sort of vibe? Because Frankie is artistic, and fear not, I saw a comment where somebody was a little bit worried that the renovations were going to stop. They're not going to stop, because in my eyes, in your eyes, in the town of Appaloosa Plains' eyes, Frankie is a home design hotshot. So we're going to continue with the renovations because that is something that I really, really love about this series. Now, you can't see it because I'm not in live mode, or is it live mode? Live mode. But it's actually 6 o'clock in the morning on Monday morning, and you can see the colors on this little swatch thing that I've laid out for the siding and everything for Frankie's house. I don't know how that's gonna look in the full daylight. I think I went for like a really light blue, but I'm a little bit worried. So at some point when we actually get back into gameplay, I may be changing the outside color of the house yet again, but I think it looks good. That is a set by, I want to say it's either Praline Sims or Peacemaker. I can't remember who made that set, but I love it, and I don't use it enough because I don't use Build by CC very often. There obviously is CC in Frankie's house. I use a lot of CC patterns. The floors are CC by Cake Noodles. I do love those floors. And so yeah, but here we are laying things out. So you could see that all of the kitchen cabinets were already recolored, and the chairs for the dining room were recolored, and I'm going through and I'm basically laying everything out exactly as it was when I had first laid it out many moons ago. I can't believe I just let that, well, I can't believe I cheated, although I can believe I cheated because I use money cheats all the time, like when I'm building and things like that, and I just wanted Frankie to live her best life and have everything that she ever wanted, and so that's why I cheated. But I'm really happy that we went through the grind of going to France, which kind of jump-started our money, and then Uncle Cletus died, so we got an inheritance. And I feel like that's a little bit cheaty as well, but I mean, it's in-game, so it's totally fine. So I decided to add a little fireplace. I didn't have that originally, and that fireplace is from 70s, 80s, and 90s Stuff Pack, which, as you all know, is one of my favorite stuff packs in the entire world. So I also decided, along with Frankie's studio, to give her a little office where she could go in and she could sketch and just sort of chill and get away from it all. There was nowhere for her to like sit in her little studio, so off of her studio, I've given her that little office, and then now we're laying out the studio. So we've of course got the inventing bench, and then we've got the easel, and then also the drafting board. So I just love this little space for Frankie. She's got a little iPod player where she can turn on music. And I feel like, for me especially, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I feel like I get more creative when I've got music on, or I get more done when I've got music on. There's just something about music just breathing life into your soul, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So here we are upstairs, and we are just laying out the bedroom. So I'm pulling things that I saved from the original house and putting them into the bedrooms. I think my favorite bedroom, I mean, I love Frankie's bedroom. I did give her a mahoosive bedroom because, like I said, she deserves it. But I think my favorite out of Wyatt and Suze's bedroom is actually Wyatt's, because he's got so many windows, and it kind of reminds me of a bedroom that might be in an attic space, because it's so long, it's so narrow, and it's got two very small windows on either side of it, and I just think it's really, really cool. And Suze, bless her, she's got the tiniest room out of all three of them, but it's fine. Suze doesn't need a big bedroom. Now, this is something that I want to discuss with you guys. I think I brought it up in the Frankie's Twins video, but I will bring it up here as well. Somebody in the comments of the last episode of Wright Designs mentioned that Frankie should adopt a child. Now, I think from the very beginning, I've always said that Frankie wasn't like the conventional type to get married, settle down, have kids. And I never had it in my mind that she was going to have babies the traditional way. I think there's a way that you can engineer babies. I've never actually tried it, and I don't know what expansion pack that came with. Probably not World Adventures, probably Into the Future, unless it's a mod that I have in my game. But I thought that would be interesting. However, I really love the idea of Frankie adopting a child, not a baby, not a toddler, a child, because at the end of the day, she is still very much into her career, but she needs to live life. And I think having a child, somebody that she could become best friends with, is just a really good idea. But you guys let me know what you think about that down below in the comments. Now, this space that I'm working on right here, I had no clue what to put there at first. And so I thought, how about a formal dining room where Frankie could host dinner parties? And this was like the perfect space for a dining room. We've got a long table. I'm getting rid of this table, and I'm going to put in a, what are the tall ones called? I'm going to put in one of those tall ones where you have to sit on a stool there, and sort of, ooh, my words, sort of like you've got an eat-in kitchen. But if you want to have dinner parties, you want to have your friends over, you want to impress them, you go to the formal dining room, which is just off the living room. So I like how the house is sort of partitioned off. And if you guys remember, the kitchen is now where Suze and Wyatt's bed. Actually, the kitchen is now where the kitchen is where both the bedrooms were, because Suze and Wyatt were sharing a bedroom, and they now have their very, very own. But yeah, so the kitchen is where the bedrooms were, and the office is where the bathroom was, and the living room is now where the original kitchen was. I think that is correct. So yeah, I'm just super duper excited. I'm really happy. How are you guys? Have I already asked you that? I can't remember. I've got the memory of a goldfish, so I could say something in this video at the very, very beginning and not remember it and repeat myself 10 times over. So if I've asked you how you guys are, tell me again. I want to know how you are. What have you been up to? How is lockdown going for you guys? I know that places around the world are starting to ease up. What is going on? I know for me that here in the UK, pubs are opening on Saturday. I was going to say tomorrow, but I'm recording this Thursday. But pubs are going to be opening on Saturday. Now, as much as I love a beer, I will not be going to the pub. I'm actually headed over to my best friend's house, and we're going to be doing a quiz, and I'm so excited to do this quiz. I love a quiz. We've been doing quizzes every single week, but they've all been virtual and on Discord. and now we're actually going to do it in person, and I cannot wait. I'm so competitive, you guys, that we've already got a WhatsApp group going, and we're sending gifts about how we're going to take the other team down. Like, we're hyped. We're hyped. We are ready. Now, another thing that I want to say about this, we're going to hop into recoloring right now, but another thing that I want to say about that little outdoor space that you guys just saw, that's the only time you're going to see it in this video, and that is the only thing that is in the backyard. And also, I need to give a shout out to Girl Meets Pixels, because where I put the bushes and I surrounded it by a half wall, that is something that she did in one of her videos, one of her recent videos, because she's back on YouTube, you guys. If you haven't seen, Girl Meets Pixels is slowly kind of getting into the groove of uploading again, and I think since she's been back, she's got 2 videos up on her channel. I flipping love her videos. They are so good. They are so amazing, and she is a decorating goddess. So, but she used that little trick where she put the hedges out near a outdoor kitchen area, and it was just so cute. So I had to replicate that on a smaller scale on Frankie's little deck area. But that's the only thing that is out in the backyard. I literally couldn't afford, well, I mean, I could have afforded a few things, but I didn't know what else to put in the backyard. So I decided to leave it a little bit blank, and then once Frankie adopts a child, which I think that's what I'm leaning towards, then we can put things outside for the child. Speaking of a child and Frankie adopting, do you guys think, do you see Frankie as more of a boy mom or a girl mom? Let me know down below in the comments. I don't know if I've ever adopted a child in The Sims, so I don't know if you get to choose the gender. I think you do, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. So let me know what you think. Should Frankie adopt a boy or a girl? I just feel like so much is happening in her life. Like, her career is, you know, all right. I mean, she's level 8, so it's not bad. We're just not getting those scores because it's borked. And she's got this brand new fabulous house. She's got a Toyota Prius, and she's got some new friends and a potential love interest or 2 or 3 or 4. She's had her first kiss. Now we need to get her onto that first woohoo. She's been to France. She's living her best life, and I just love this so much for her. So the dining room's finished, and I think it looks pretty darn good. So we've moved on to the living room and onto this fireplace that sort of suspends in the air, from 70s, 80s, and 90s Stuff Pack. Did I already give a plug for that? And you guys better believe that my favorite chair from 70s, 80s, and 90s Stuff Pack will be in this build at some point. You guys will peep it. So yeah, this is the front living room, and it's a lot bigger, a lot prettier, and it's not as cramped. I feel like there's a lot more space in here, and I just can't wait for Frankie to go in here and just relax after a hard day's work. And you guys are gonna notice, and I know I did already say this, but I have used a lot of custom patterns, and I don't use them very often. I mean, they've been in my game for years, but I'm really glad that I use custom patterns, and a lot of them are geometric. And I spend a lot of time in the geometric like category because there's just so many great patterns. And so yes, I'm giving a little feature wall to the dining room, and I think I do go for this, but then when I got upstairs I realized that Frankie's bed sheets were this pattern as well, so I ended up changing her bedspread. So we are going to see a little bit of a change there, and also something that I don't do very often, but I know it happens in a lot of homes in real life, but a lot of the walls are white, and I don't do that very often because it just looks stark. But for Frankie, I kind of have her as like a pastel-y type of girl, or woman, or sim, or whatever you want to call her. So there's a lot of light colors in here, mainly blues, pinks, greens, and yellow, I think were the colors that I went with, and maybe a little bit of purple. That's pretty much all the colors. So we're doing her little office right now, and I thought that I was going to say statue, but that like figurine, she could have brought that back with her from France. So I wanted to put that in her office just to show that, you know, I have traveled. I have been outside of this small little town, Appaloosa Plains. And another thing that somebody else mentioned in one of the comments was that they could see Frankie moving to the city. And frankly, I could see Frankie being in the city as well. But I think she really likes Appaloosa Plains as much as she dislikes Imogen Pelly and I was going to say Florence Nightingale. I can't remember what that Nightingale woman's name is. And Hetty Lionheart. She's put down some roots here. So I'm really happy with keeping her in Appaloosa Plains. And I'm just excited to see where the future takes Frankie. I just love her. I've already said that a million times, but I am in love with Frankie. So this rug is hideous. Don't worry, I change it up. I thought this looked really good at one point. I did use that pattern as a feature wall in a house that I built. I can't remember which house it was, but I did use that in the games room of a house. What house was that I built? I can't remember it. I did use it, and it looks good on a wall, but it's not good for a rug, especially when there's lots of patterns in here. Well, there's not lots of patterns. I mean, we've got the exposed brickwork, which I love, but I wanted to go a little bit more subtle on the rug. So this is her little studio, which I am digging. If I was artistic in any way, would love to have this type of studio with all the windows, and it just, I actually don't know what it looks out onto, what the view is, but I'm sure it's amazing. I'm sure it's beautiful. But anyway, we're in Wyatt's room. And again, I'm in the geometric category for the wall, for the feature wall. I love that. I think that would have been really, really cool, like back in the 90s or for a teenager. And Wyatt kind of reminds me of a teenager. I don't know why, but I feel like he's very angsty and rebellious and things like that. So I feel like this fits his personality. Now, another question that I have for you beautiful people is, if we're going to adopt a child, I feel like one of the roommates have to go. So which roommate do you think should go, should leave? And I haven't played with the roommate system very often, so I don't know if we have to dismiss both of them and then turn the roommates down to one. But if you could choose one of the roommates to peace out A-Town, who would it be? Would it be Wyatt or would it be Suze? I feel like Suze and Frankie are good friends, and Wyatt kind of keeps himself to himself. He's more interested in like chatting to Suze. So you've got somebody who is a potential or is a really good friend of Frankie's living in her house, or you've got somebody, a roommate, that just keeps themselves to themselves. I think both have their merits, but you guys can let me know what you think about that down below. So we've just finished Suze's teeny tiny bedroom and we are moving on to Frankie's master. Now I really love what I did with her sort of dressing area. I've never done anything like that, so I thought it was pretty cool. It took me a while to figure out, as most things do. Ooh, peep the chair, 70s, 80s, and 90s stuff pack coming in handy as per usual. But anyway, I've rambled my way through this entire video. I hope you guys really enjoy Frankie's remodel. This is definitely not a renovation. This is a complete remodel, almost an overhaul. We've added a second story. We've made it look gorgeous. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. But I'm going to love you and leave you guys with some music. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to do all those cool interweb things, like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you've got that bell ding dong so you can be notified whenever I do upload. But for now, I'm going to skedaddle. Don't be a plum stranger now, guys.